Welcome, travelers. Hey, come in. Take a seat and pour yourself a drink as you listen to Not Just NPCs podcast. Here's your hosts, your guides, if you will, Creos and Sprocket.
All right, welcome back to another episode of Not Just NPCs, a podcast where we talk about TTRPGs, mostly D&D related. I am your host, Creos, and I am joined always by my co-host, Sprocket. Why don't you say hello Sprocket?
Oh, I jumped the gun.
There, you jumped the gun on that one. All right. I'll just stop asking you to say hello. Now that you can actually do your job now.
I suppose so. Hard to know what my job is half the time.
I know. Quick shout out to our amazing new intro. We just kind of created it, so we're going to throw it back in our older videos as well, because we haven't released any of the videos yet. Shout out to Tommy Dillon for doing our voiceover. Yeah, he gave us a couple different ones, some regular voice and a character voice, which is the one we went with. Yeah. And it sounds super amazing.
Yeah, he's great.
So thank you for him. If anybody wants any voiceover work for their own podcasts or anything like that done, shoot us a message. I'll reach out to him and get you guys connected.
Yeah, he's fantastic. Super talented.
Yep.
Really, really awesome.
Well, today we're going to be talking about an interactive live show, D&D related. Mm-hmm. It's called the 20-Sided Tavern.
I love it.
I was looking it up and reviewing it and stuff, and it looks really cool. I have not been to it. Neither of us have ever been to it.
No, I'm just now hearing about it.
That's right. And so
lay it on me.
Most of this information comes from an interview on July 28th of this year, 2024, with David Carpenter is his name. He's the ex-producer. I'm glad you asked. He's the ex-producer and the co-creator of the 20-Sided Tavern.
Oh, okay.
And he was joined with the fellow game designer and co-creator Sarah Davis Reynolds. And so
this is new, right? They just came up with this year?
Yes. From my understanding, it sounded like they started off in Chicago, very low-key, low-based.
Oh.
And then they kind of got picked up, and now they're a lot bigger. So they kind of moved out of Chicago, and now they're in New York. So unfortunately, you're only...
Wait. So we're saying that New York is the upgrade to Chicago?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'll remember that. Interesting.
It's basically what it's an interactive live show, D&D related. So you basically buy tickets. It's about 2.5 hours long, and it's basically just a one shot with a break in there.
That's pretty short shot, right?
They don't make you sit through 2.5 hours. They give you at least one break, from what I heard. A little stretch your leg break.
Would you say though that 2 hours is a pretty short one shot? It feels pretty dangerous.
It is, but it's I don't know, because I've never been, so it's hard to say. I bet if you're there, it doesn't feel short, because it's kind of like sitting through a play. So would you want to sit through a 4-hour play? I would not personally.
Well, I mean, you're not wrong, but I mean, when it comes to D&D, I figured that fans expect it to be long. I mean, live Critical Role shows are 4+ hours at cons. So people show up thinking, I'm going to be here for 4 hours with a break. I mean, they have breaks too.
Yeah, I think this show was originally not intended to draw just D&D audiences, but just to be a show that people can come to and enjoy. It's basically like an improv show.
Okay.
I would say it's more of an improv show that just takes you on a D&D adventure through the improv.
That's cool. Okay, no, I'm behind that. All right, that makes sense.
Yeah, so I think tickets were I looked them up. They have a website. I think it's just called the 20sidedtavern.com. Don't hold me to that, but that would make sense to me at least.
It would make sense.
And tickets ranged anywhere from, I want to say the cheapest was $40, and that's back top row, to $115. The average was $70, it looked like.
That's not too bad for a 2-hour show.
Not awful. The guy created a web-based software that you scan a QR code.
Okay.
And you go to the show, and the show kind of runs similar to a Whose Line Is It Anyways type of a show, where it's, I don't know if you've ever seen Whose Line Is It Anyways.
Oh God, yes, absolutely.
Okay.
100%.
And it's audience participation. So there's about 500 audience members. depending on the size of the auditorium that they're using.
Yeah.
Some of the videos I watched of like people actually going to it, they said that the cast members would come out and ask you, write something down, and you'd like write something down like the color or I don't know, just something random, and then they'd put it in like a hat.
So literally,
or whatever.
like Whose Lines It Anyways set up then.
Yeah,
okay.
Kind of. They start off and okay, well, let me rewind. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself here. So you scan the QR code. And it takes you to this app, and I think they give you like a little play program type of a thing. And in it, you have a sticker, and the sticker tells you what team you're on.
Okay.
So, and this is the cool part. You basically get to control a player, a PC, a player character, which is one of the actors on stage.
Okay. All right.
And I guess your sticker tells you like, oh, you are controlling this person. And I think also, granted, I've never been, like I said, so I could be wrong on this, but it sounded like when you scan the QR code, you can vote for who you want your party to be consisted of. There's, was it 3 or 4? 3 people. There's 3 cast members.
Okay.
But there's like a team of 6 or let's say, or whatever. And so you can choose between, a rogue, a wizard, warlock, things like that.
Build your own party kind of thing.
Yes.
Okay.
And so you vote on
That's
like
really
the
cool.
3 that you want in your party. And then once they have everybody's votes or whatever, after a certain time period, they cut off voting or whatever. And like, okay, these are the 3 that we're going to do tonight.
Right.
And so those 3 actors will come out on stage. So they even don't know. I was like, I don't know, but maybe I'm not going to go out tonight or something. It sounded like.
Okay. So like, and then once they pick the 3, then it's like what team you're on. Like, okay, now we pick the characters. Now you're on Team Wizard. You're on Team Rogue.
Yeah. So basically, then the sticker I think in your booklet tells you which team you're on. And so like me and you could go together, and they could have a rogue, a wizard, and a warlock, let's say, and I could be on the rogues team and you could be on the wizards team.
So we don't know till we show up what team we're on.
Correct. That's what it sounded like.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that way it always makes it different for you too, right? Because you're like, oh, I don't know who I'm going to get tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
They said that it's never the same show twice.
Of course.
They said that the show has over 300 possibilities.
Oh, that's hella cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
So basically you sit down and they start off in a tavern. Shocker.
Yeah, right. Who would have thought? Yeah.
And
does it have 20 sides though? That's
the dice does.
But what about the tavern?
I don't think so. I mean, it just looked like a stage with lots of open sides.
Already a little disappointed. Okay, that's fine. We'll look past that. That's okay.
It's okay. It's the setup is, if you look it up, it's actually pretty cool. It's like this. It looks like a tavern. Like they have a bar with some stools, shelves off to the side with a bunch of different prop things that they can use throughout the show.
Okay.
And then they had a big giant TV screen behind them that's like almost like a DM screen that's like 3-sided. And so each one was like a different image, or they could put the same image on all 3.
Okay.
And so it was really cool. It's like all made of like wood looking. So it looks like a tavern.
Love it. Okay.
Hasbro actually named them the official D&D theatrical show. And they actually have actually partnered with them. And I think that's when the move from Chicago to New York happened, it sounded like.
Oh, I see.
So, yeah.
Is Hasbro based in New York?
I have no idea.
I don't think
so, but maybe.
They're just like, I guess because they're like, Broadway probably has the most,
I think
like,
that's why.
Stuff. Oh, okay.
I think that's why.
I suppose that makes sense. That's cool. Do they ever tour? Do they ever like go around outside of New York?
Yes. So they actually talked about that. So they travel between cities, I believe. Currently in New York City. Yeah. Now until April 29th of next year, 2025.
Oh, okay.
And then after that, they're starting a national tour.
Okay, yeah.
They're actually going to Sydney, Australia, December 15th of this year. So it sounds like they might split their group and do multiple shows.
That's cool. Which would make sense, right? Because, obviously, I would love to travel to New York in general, but travel to New York for a role-playing show would be amazing. Yeah, right. Yeah, but it's like, it'd be cool if they came to your town, like, like any other traveling show, like Wicked or whatever. Like, that would be cool. Like I would
Yeah,
totally go see them if
they
they came
said
here.
that they were going to go to Washington D.C.
Uh-huh.
However, I couldn't find anything on their website that said of any shows coming up. So I don't know if they've already done that
Yeah.
or what. But yeah, so I mean, they're in New York City right now. They're heading to Sydney, Australia, and then they
Yeah.
said they were going to tour for at least the next 2 years, if not longer.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good for them.
So
That's
I'm
really
hoping
freaking cool.
I'm hoping they come to, back to Chicago or something, like
Yeah.
someplace closer to us
Yeah. 100%.
that we could, take a few hour drive and go check them out.
Hell yeah, that'd be amazing. Yeah, that would be such a fun like road trip because it's almost like going to I brought up like going to cons and stuff before, but that's kind of like what it'd be like going to your own little personal like
Mm-hmm.
live action D&D con, and it would be different, so if we went versus like someone else we knew, like if my buddy down in Tennessee, if he went, that would be fun for him to be like, oh yeah, I went, we had this, and then you'd have this whole experience and story to explain like what all happened in yours.
Yeah, well, the big
Really
thing
cool.
about it is being an interactive show.
Mhm.
They will bring people up on stage sometimes.
Really?
Yep. So
That's awesome.
one video that I saw had one that they do like every time. So spoiler alert.
Yeah, okay.
But they had somebody come up on stage and they had this tray with 2 drinks on it. And they said one was poison and one was ambrosia.
Uh-huh.
And so they're like, the ambrosia, apple juice.
Mhm.
And then the poison, pickle juice. They had
That's so much worse than poison. Like, I'd rather just be poison. But okay, that's just my opinion. Okay, go ahead.
I mean, I don't know. Pickle juice can't be that bad. I've never drank it, but like pickles aren't terrible.
Bad. Well, okay. Well, that's your thing. If you like pickles or not, probably
I'm
would
assuming you
depend on
don't.
if you like pickle juice. I don't. I mean, like, I
Okay.
don't mind the taste of them. It's the texture, but especially like I've actually taken
pickle juice
shots.
doesn't like have a texture to it. It's just like drinking water.
I kind of wish it did.
Maybe chunky water.
It's pretty bad. It's pretty like I've had it like where they do the jars like at a bar of pickle where so I've drank that. I've had shots of that before, and that was pretty horrific.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna just go out and be like, "Oh, I want a pickle juice shot." Like, I'm not.
Some people, I feel
like they could do a lot worse than pickle juice.
Like
$1,000 vinegar.
Ooh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. There's worse things out there, I think.
Yeah, we'll send them a suggestion. We'll tell them to up their game, their poison game. Yeah, okay.
Right.
But go ahead. But anyway, so you have to choose 2 drinks.
So the audience member comes up, and then they give them a ginormous 20-sided dice, and they tell them, your DC is this. So like the DC was 10, and you roll the dice, and if you get above a 10, you get to drink the ambrosia, the apple juice. But if you get below it, then you have to drink the poison.
Okay. All right.
And then the guy that's holding it, he drinks whichever one you don't.
Yeah. And that changes the story for that character, for what he gets left over.
I don't know if he might have been like I don't know if he was an actual like character or just like a cast member, like like a worker at the time, or because they have a dungeon master. And sometimes they have 2, I think. Because there was 2 people like that sit behind the tavern and they talk, and then you have the 3 actors out on stage. Okay, that makes sense. But the other portion that's interactive about it is on your phone. So I mean, you have to have a smartphone if you want to participate at least. Otherwise, you can still go and watch it. But most people have smartphones nowadays. Through the same, it's not an app. So you don't download an app or anything. It's all web-based. So if you want to like take pictures and stuff, you kind of have to close the web-based, go take your picture, go back into it, which is kind of a pain, but they encourage you to take pictures and videos. They welcome it. Yeah. Well, that's cool. I mean, if you've got like 300 plus variations, then there's not besides the drink, I guess. Yeah. The one spoiler. But I mean, like, if it's 300 different versions, then you could be like, show off this cool thing, and this could happen to you or be different depending on your show. It's a cool marketing idea to have the people who like love it actually like go out there and spread the word of how cool this one thing was. Yeah, absolutely. That makes a lot of sense. So like on your phone, when you're in the web-based app, you, as the story's being told, the game master, as they call themselves, talk you through the story. And typical like D&D like one shot, like, okay, you come across a forest and all of a sudden you hear a voice. What do you do? And then like the options might be go explore a voice, run away, prepare to attack, whatever the options might be. And a poll can come up on your phone then, and you can choose which one you want to do. And then whichever one wins is what that character would do. Should they open the door? Like, what's behind the door? Should they cast a spell? What in general should they do? Like, what there's also a one where like it's an attribute. Like, what attribute should they use? Oh, should they open the door? Yes. Okay, well, what attribute should they use to open the door? Strength, dexterity, charisma? Like,
so they still roll. So the characters still like do their roll checks and stuff?
Ooh, that's a good question. I didn't see video of it, but I would assume so because they're doing checks. So they're like, oh, I want to use dexterity. So I would assume that they still roll the dice.
Yeah.
If they have, they have the big dice. So
yeah, I will say, well, I wonder if they use the big dice or if they've got like, because you're talking about the screens and stuff that are up. I wonder if there's like, like D&D Beyond rolls like the digital dice.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's something where it's just like, they roll and like maybe the GM like hits the button and like it rolls it on screen. And that's
I bet that. I bet. Yeah, that way everybody can see it rather than just.
And if not, we have a second suggestion for their show. We're quickly becoming producers of the show we've never seen.
That's right. They should start paying us.
They should immediately.
So we can quit
we
our
figure
day
out
jobs.
who they are. Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
They had like mini games too, to where there's this bar and then there's like this little tiny area that you have to reach, and everybody on their phones just starts tapping until they get to that, and then you have to stop. But if people keep tapping, it goes above and they fail and they have to do it again.
Oh, no.
And so they're like,
That's
stop,
fun.
stop, and people are stopping.
Don't
like,
keep going.
Go! No, stop! And so it looked like a lot of fun, like really interactive, fun for all ages, I would think. I mean, granted, a little kid, probably not, but the rating like PG probably because they do have like. It's a tavern, so they have ale and alcohol, but it's not probably real. It's probably fake. It's probably just apple juice. They're just calling it ale, so.
Yeah, for sure. That's cool. It's like someone watched the Vox Machina like Comic-Con shows and went, because in there they always like, hey, don't shout stuff out, don't suggest stuff, don't this and that, because obviously it's disruptive to the characters in the game and the story. And someone said in the audience went, the hell with that.
Yeah, we're doing the opposite.
Yeah, we're going to change this whole damn game. Watch this happen. And then they turned around, and that's so cool. That's a really cool idea. I love that.
Yeah, and since they partnered with Hasbro, I think they actually helped them create the story a little bit.
Oh, okay.
I mean, because you still have to follow some sort of an outline, but just the way that things happen can change.
You can use like official names too, like licensing names for like certain like worlds or wherever you are, or
so that's one thing that they do is that it takes place in Waterdeep.
And cool.
So that's where the tavern is.
Yeah. See, that's cool. Oh, and I bet their merch is probably crazy. It's probably got official D&D logo crap all over it. It makes you really want to buy it, which I would.
Let me pull up the 20-sided tavern.
I'm a sucker for all that stuff. They know the audience.
Their website, if you click on the get tickets, it's really cool how they did this. It starts off, it says you start in a tavern ... and then it goes, there are 3 paths ahead. Each decision you make will bring you closer to your ticket purchase, but how will you proceed? And then there's 3 boxes that you can click on. You have the traditional path, so you choose your seat directly, so you click it and then you just pick where you want to seat. They have story mode, make choices for recommended seating. I'll just click on it. What answers do you contain? Follow the story's journey to find out where you belong. Let the story begin. Oh, this is interesting. You find yourself in a tavern. The ale has been quaffed, and the loot has been spent. When suddenly a bar brawl breaks out. Time to make your exit. But first, grab another beer for the road, but take a few hits in the process. Or make a stealthy exit, keeping your health intact. So you get to pick which one you want to do. This is just to choose your seat.
I was just about to say, so this is a choose your own adventure.
Yes.
RPG for choosing your seat in the audience.
Yes.
That's how
this is on their website.
It's going to be a good time. Yeah,
and
that's so cool.
Let's grab another one for the road. Oh, now there's another. Okay, out on the street, a vendor is selling discounted wares. These will come in handy, but how are you stocking up? Are you going to have a lantern to guide your journey through the woods, or a dagger to protect you from the shadows?
Oh my gosh.
Ooh. Well, I feel like since we didn't sneak out, we're definitely more of the barbarian type. So we're just going to No, we
That's
don't need the
absolutely
dagger.
100% true.
Yeah.
Are we buying tickets right now? Are we already like signing up for
I
this?
mean,
Because I feel
so
like we're
far,
halfway there.
I think there's two more. It looks like two more questions. You hear a rumor about a valley paved with treasures. As you travel, you sing a song to pass the time. What do you sing? Ballads of far-off places and long-lost loves, or shanties about? Oh, I mean, it's shanties. Like I don't even have to
I
finish
mean,
that.
already done. Shanty. Yep, you said the
Shanties
magic
about
word.
close
Yeah, that's
friends
it.
and shared drinks.
Oh, well, that automatically is 100%
All
true.
right, this
Anyways,
looks like
yeah.
the last one. As you
Uh-huh.
crest a ridge, you found it. An array of treasure lies sprawled out before you. But which portion do you claim as your own? Ooh. The
Okay,
golden
okay.
spoils to be spent on fancy things.
Uh-huh. Of course.
Magical items to solve everyday problems.
That would be
Or
nice.
strange antiquities that could be trash or treasure.
The
Well,
gamble.
yeah,
If you're a
like,
gambling man, okay.
ooh, I don't know. What do you
I
think?
gotta I gotta go with magic items.
Yeah, yeah, I'm good
I
with
need
that.
my life to be just a little bit easier,
Yeah.
please. Anything.
This story ends and another begins in. Oh, yeah, this is hilarious. I
Uh-oh.
forgot. So they're
In your
seating.
credit card. Oh,
How,
okay, yeah.
they're seating. How they like. You know how when you buy like tickets, it's like, oh, this is like a box section, or this is standing room only. This is
Uh-huh.
upper deck, lower deck. You know what they
Yeah,
use
why'd
to
the
describe their
orchestra? Yeah.
seating?
What?
Take a guess.
I'm gonna guess it has to do with your alignment.
No. Good guess. It has to do with your coins.
Your
So you
coins?
have copper seating, or
Uh-huh.
bronze or whatever. You
Yeah,
have
yeah, yeah.
our story begins in electrum seating.
Oh,
Yeah, so
ooh.
it seems you got a few tricks up your sleeve. Approach the show from the right angle, and your rewards will be limitless. Electrum seating is more up front, but off to the sides. It looks like.
Yeah, yeah.
But then they have like gold seating and silver seating. What I mean, they like really dived into this D&D
That's
themedness,
super
even on their
fun.
website, which is super cool. It was just
Super
like
cool.
I don't know, it's just fun to pick tickets.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Well,
could
it
avoid
shows
all
that they
that.
care. Yeah, well, yeah, but it
Yeah.
shows that they care, right?
Oh,
They
for
really care
sure.
about the story and wrapping you into the role play of it, which is like why I would assume most people are going. So that's so amazing.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, and
cool.
so, like, I mean, like, you could, like, sit with your kids and, like, do that little 4-question thing, and they could help you
Yeah.
pick the seats for fun.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then you could, like, okay, pick a date for Electrum seats, or they have an option. On second thought, I'd like to take the traditional path and
Yeah.
pick your own
You know
seat.
what? You chose platinum, and I don't
Yeah.
know if I can afford all that because I've got
Exactly.
6 kids. So
That's exactly
we may
right.
roll back to copper. Yeah. Okay.
But
That's yeah.
Dad, that's what we
Yeah.
got.
Yeah. Well, if you're paying for the platinum, son, you can choose the seats.
There's a third option. You
Okay.
have
What's the third
traditional
option?
path, and you have
Uh-huh.
story mode, which is the one we just did.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You can also roll for initiative and let the dice
Oh no.
decide.
Oh, interesting.
So
Okay.
you click on that one.
Uh-huh.
Roll for initiative. The roll of a d20 is a powerful thing. Yes, it is. Do you
Yeah.
trust the dice to decide where you sit? A critical success might lead you to extraordinary outcomes. So go
Uh-huh.
forth to adventure. And then there's a
Okay.
button for you to click roll the dice. So I clicked it.
Oh,
We're
please roll a
rolling.
1.
Oh my
You just
gosh, we
sit out.
did. I'm not
Did
even
you roll 1?
joking.
Do we get to sit out on the sidewalk? We don't even go into the building.
You rolled 1. Time to appreciate the forest and the trees. From here, nothing will escape the notice of your watchful
Dracula.
eye. Your recommended seating will be shown once you select a date for your adventure. So pick
Uh,
a date for
Once you
copper
plug in
seats.
your credit card, then we'll show you where you get to sit.
I'm not joking. Like I legitimately like rolled a 1.
I
Like
love
that is
so much.
hilarious.
I kind of hate it doesn't show you exactly where it is until you. I mean, again, you need to choose a date
I
so
mean,
you know what seats are
I can
available. But
I can see like they
I
have like
guess
the
you could
stage,
like
and then like
pretend the
here's the
date.
boxes, here's another
Oh
one,
yeah,
here's another one, and then they highlight like the very back, as far back as you would sit.
yeah. Of course, because you
But
rolled a
then,
freaking 1.
I rolled. So then there again, you can either pick your date, or on second thought, I like to take the traditional path again. But then there's
Yeah.
a third option for this one as well that allows you
Uh-huh.
to re-roll, roll again, and see how you fare. So, but you only get a maximum of 4 re-rolls per adventure.
If you're really holding yourself accountable,
That's
honor
right.
system here. Okay.
So I re-rolled. We got a 3. We're not doing so hot.
Wow, we're not doing great.
Still copper states. Let's
Man,
do
we
it
might
again.
as well watch this on YouTube. This is not going
Right?
over well.
Nah, we're doing better. That's a 9. We're
We're
getting
not doing
there.
that much better.
Not-
We're
9
still
is-
under 10.
Hey, we're in silver seats now.
That's
we got out of the
generous for a
cocked
9,
seats.
I feel like. Okay, yeah.
Was this the
What's the
third
next one?
roll? Oh,
Okay.
that looks cocked to me. That looked cocked between an 8 and a 20.
Is it wait, so I can't see this. So is this a digital dice that's like
Yes.
physically rolling?
Yeah, you
Okay.
you click it and then you see this black physical dice roll and
Oh,
then
okay,
it
okay.
stops. And that
All
looked
right.
cocked to me, but apparently we rolled an 8 and still
Ugh.
silver seats. Oh, and that's
Right.
it. That's our maximum
That's
rolls.
it. All right. Wow.
Well, I don't think we'll be playing D&D today because my rolls have sucked.
Or you've already got them out of the way. That's
Hopefully.
the journey of the gamble
Yeah.
of, did I get them all out? Can I do this critical hit or no? Am I going to die a horrible death?
Yeah, that was awful.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's probably better because we probably can afford the silver seats. So maybe fate really does have our best interests in mind.
Yeah, it looks like obviously it's cheaper during the week.
Yeah.
Monday through Thursday, it looks like the cheapest seats are $49. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it looks like the cheapest are $59.
That's really not a big bump up for the weekend. That's not bad at all.
No,
I
not
would
terrible.
think, personally.
They have wheelchair accessible seats.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know who Travis McElroy is?
I don't believe I do.
His face looks familiar. I don't really know who he is, but
okay,
he's somebody in like the D&D community, I believe. You know, maybe maybe he's got a podcast or something. Or I feel like I literally just watched a podcast with him in
I feel like he's
last night.
probably like majorly famous. We're like,
American podcaster and writer.
Bozo. Okay.
Yeah, people are probably like, "How do you not know who this guy is?"
Yeah, right. They say they love D&D and they don't even know who Travis is.
Come on. And then, anyways, he's going to be there from November 27th to December 1st as one of the cast members.
Okay.
So it sounds like sometimes they add, special guests to come on the show.
Which is amazing.
Yeah, and then there's another person, Erica. I'm going to pronounce this terribly. Erica Ishii, Ishii.
Okay.
She's a new party member, is what it says.
Okay.
She's an American actor and presenter, according to Google.
Yeah, man, everybody knows.
Yeah,
her. Yeah, absolutely. All right, so the real question is, do you think, like, if we were on stage and we had a crowd controlling us,
I would 100% drink the pickle juice. Yes,
I would. Gross. Also telling. But do you think you could DM not just normal players, but also players who are literally in the thralls of chaos? Like, you don't know what's going to happen.
I think because they do, like, you can like audition for this, and they said they want people that obviously have somewhat of a knowledge of D&D, but that was like the last thing that they wanted. There's 3 things that they were looking for. One was basically like improv skills. Oh no, the number one thing was that you're funny. So you have to be funny.
Oh shit!
Yeah, yep.
We'll teach you the rest.
A natural, because you can't just be funny. Like, people are just naturally funny, or you're 100%. Just not.
1,000% true. I agree with that. Yes,
you can tell funny jokes, but that doesn't mean you're funny.
Yeah. That and also that wouldn't really fit, necessarily the scenario you're going to be in.
Yeah. So you have to be funny. You have to
be funny,
good at improv, and then you have to have some knowledge of D&D. They said that one was last because they can teach you D&D.
Oh,
but they can't teach you to be funny.
And they can teach you improv too. I mean, there's classes and stuff they talk about all the time, right? So it truly is, like, funny enough. The most intimidating thing about that whole entire breakdown is, are you funny? Like, that really is like the, oh shit, like, if you're like all excited, you're like, oh, I can do improv, I can do this, I did it in college, whatever, and then you're like, oh shit, am I funny though? Like, do I make people laugh? Oh,
my family says I am, but that doesn't mean
my
anything.
mom says I'm funny. Yeah, I don't know if that'll apply. But we could try it out, kid.
To be a game master for something like that, I think it'd be a lot of fun. I mean, as long as you have knowledge of D&D, you know how to be a game master. You can do it. If you doing this, you probably are pretty skilled at being a DM already. But if you weren't, you know how helpful it would be to be the game master doing this, and then all of a sudden, okay, here's my outline. Okay, A is going to happen, then B, then C, then D. A is happening. Cool, we're on schedule. All right, audience member. what's Z? I didn't write Z down. Like
Right,
M,
right.
L, what?
Yeah,
It would really teach you and assist you in really doing things on the fly and
yeah,
letting your party decide the outcome of your story with still
yeah.
being able to have your elements of, hey, this is what I want my story to be about. This is without railroading them, basically.
Right, right.
So
Because I
like,
mean, there's always that random chance with your players. They're going to do what they want, right? That's the fun
yeah.
of D&D. It's a full open world. You're going to do what you want. You're trying to. I mean, if you're doing it right, you're trying to like really feel like what your character would do in that situation because
Hmm.
that world is real to them. So it's like you've always got to anticipate that as a DM.
Yeah.
And then in this scenario, you add the randomness of the audience. It's almost like a cool DM training course. I feel
Yeah.
like if you can get through a full night of being a DM in this
You can do it
scenario,
anywhere.
you can do it anywhere.
Yeah.
You're good to go, right? You're master level now.
Yeah.
That
Because
would be
then it's a
fun.
matter of how chaotic of an audience do you have? Like,
Yeah,
are you
yeah.
like, you can tell right off the get go, probably.
Oh, I'm
They're like, oh
sure they
man,
know.
this is gonna be a wild night, or
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh man, this is gonna be kind of boring, but we're gonna make it fun.
yeah. We got to make it funny. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, yeah. That's cool, dude. I love that.
yeah.
That's really fun. I
It
love
looks
that.
like a lot of fun, and
Yeah.
I would totally go to it. And also, I think it'd be not only a great experience for game masters to go to learn how
Yeah.
to just be better at improv at the game table,
Yeah.
but I think it'd be a great way to introduce people that don't know D&D what D&D
Oh,
is.
100%.
Like,
Because I mean, because that's the thing, right? Because D&D is more of a like an intimate, you and like whatever 3 to like 7 other
yeah,
people, whatever,
it can be
and it's
intimidating
always
coming into.
yeah, and like exactly, and then but it's all about your stories together and interacting with each other, and so obviously the stereotype is you and your friends in your mom's basement, back in the
Mhm.
70s, doing this kind of stuff, which is fun, but it's like then to put that out on stage. I mean, there's obviously plenty of other people that do this stuff live now. I think we could probably say safely, thanks to Vox Machina or Critical Role, to see like another troupe just come along and be like, okay, we're gonna do this with D&D, but also make it more random and for every audience, so you don't have to follow 150 episodes of 4 hours each of a
Yeah.
story. You guys can just come in blind. If you don't know D&D, that's fine, or if you do, you're good to go, and you can just love it. Like, I love to see it more mainstream, come out more to an audience. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yep. It'd definitely be something that like I would be like, hey, mom and dad, because they'd have no idea what D&D is. They
Right.
understand it maybe a little bit. They know that, oh, I sit at a table and I pretend to be something and I roll a
Yeah.
dice.
Yep.
Okay.
And
But
we
like,
do math a
yeah.
lot.
Yeah. I think it'd be a great tool to
Yeah.
introduce it to other people, because then they're going to have fun, because it's kind of like a comedy show. And
Absolutely.
so
Yeah.
they're like, oh, wow, that was fun. I understand what
Heck
you
yeah.
mean. You roll dice to determine the outcome of something.
Yeah, yeah. Or, we care about the adventure. We cared if that rogue made it through that door and got the treasure or whatever,
Yeah.
and all right, well, now
Especially,
imagine, because you were controlling that rogue, right?
exactly.
So it's like
Yeah.
you care. So it's like, now, all right, now imagine you just are that rogue,
Yeah. Yeah.
like in this adventure, That's so cool. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. I would
What a
totally
neat
go to
idea.
something like this if they were
Oh, hands down.
close.
Yeah. Well, it's one thing to keep in our third eye, right? To
That's
constantly
right.
keep an eye on and remember.
When we, get enough people watching the show and they have enough money to send us to Australia.
We'll record it for them.
That's
That's
right.
right. And then
That's right. We
then we
just
can do a
happen to be
recap.
going to
We
Australia
just
too.
yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for supporting us enough to then go and record this for you in Australia. We really appreciate
I will
that.
say I am a little disappointed that they're no longer in Chicago, because that's not too far away.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not too
That's
far away. That would have been
doable.
great.
That's
Yeah.
doable for a day trip.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
if they go to Australia for like a year and then they come back, maybe they'll be like, "Oh, let's hit our hometown again." And then,
Yeah.
in 2026 we can catch a show.
I mean, if you think about it, there's like a spider on my coffee cup or something. What the
Oh,
heck's
that's
going on?
absolutely
Terrifying.
horrifying. I
Okay.
hate that for you. Yes.
Yeah, it's just like, All right.
It's not great.
Nope. Anyways, I mean, people tour all the time. Like, there's plenty of cities out there that you could go to.
100%.
Denver, Los Angeles, Houston, Detroit, Chicago, New York. You can hit up all the major cities and at least give people the chance to at least go once.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see what they do in the future.
Hasbro backing them up too. They would have more of a drive to do that, or even more of a sponsorship to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, we'll see. Right? We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I think it'll be great. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, it's. I'm looking at their website now, and there's lots of photos that you can check out. See the setup, the stage and stuff. There's a video on there even.
Kind of gives you a heads up of
it tells you, it talks like about the show, about how you gather your party, the interactive play of it, how it's infinitely replayable. And they even have like this new to D&D section to
that's cool.
help you understand. Here are the top 6 things you need to know about D&D.
Yeah.
Dice rolls, modifiers, character sheets, difficulty class, hit points, and armor class. And then it's just like a brief 2 to 3 sentence description underneath each of those.
That's cool.
So that way, if you don't know, you can kind of check it out.
Yeah.
They have the whole cast up there. Oh, I see. Yeah. So the 2 people behind the tavern, one's the dungeon master, the game master, and the other one's the tavern keeper. So that must be the person that's holding the thing or something for when you drink out of it. A bar.
The aid.
There's a bar swing, aid, whatever that is.
Yeah.
They have a warrior, trickster, a mage. I'm thinking swing as in they can play any type of character. Because this is universal swing, character swing. So
I see.
As in they could play a trickster, the mage, the warrior, a rogue,
right?
Those type of things. They even holiday character swing. Wow, that's very specific.
That's so I guess because the holidays are coming up.
Santa? You're going to play a Santa?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Maybe you're trying to save Santa in a scenario. That would
what would Santa be as a D&D class? I mean, it's got to be some sort of, you got your magical reindeer and stuff.
I'm about to say, he's definitely a spellcaster.
Yeah, maybe not a full-on wizard, but maybe like a sorcerer.
I think he'd be pretty close to a wizard. I mean,
yeah,
he controls time, going in and out of chimneys at his size.
At his size.
He makes reindeers fly. He holds infinite amount of toys.
All right.
I feel
something along those lines, at least.
Yeah. I don't know what subclass he would be, but definitely at least wizard for sure.
Yeah, their website has T-shirts, dice, sweatshirts,
of course, as they should.
A magnet, of course, because everyone has to have a magnet.
Yeah, we'll buy out
an enamel pin.
If you go,
a pin.
Perfect. To help you write down on your character sheet. Well, we get it.
Yeah. There's one for the warrior, the trickster, and the mage. It sounds like those are the 3 classes. Maybe you don't get to pick after all. I swore they had more than that, though. They even have a tankard mug.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I do like a good tankard.
Fancy, fascinating.
Yeah.
I did also see that when you go, before you go into the show, they have things that you can take your pictures with. So they have a giant dice that you can just stand next to
like
take
props
your picture.
And stuff.
Yeah.
Like backgrounds and props. Oh, yeah. I was like, well, I hope you brought your phone because that's half the point. I see what you're saying now. Okay, yeah. That's cool.
I saw some people with pictures of things.
Of course.
I'm not seeing it on their page, but
I'm sure they probably have social media pages all over.
I don't really have much else to say either. I don't think so.
No, I feel like we explored the wonders of this 20-sided tavern that's not 20-sided.
That's right.
Confirmed. So that sounds like a blast.
Yep, I would totally do it.
Cool.
Looks like a lot of fun. I recommend it.
We should do it one time in our lifetime.
Yeah, we'll see if they ever come anywhere close again.
Yeah, for sure.
So, well,
okay.
I guess that's it. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you guys next time on the Not Just NPCs podcast.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time on Not Just NPCs podcast.